made by the U.S. Supreme Court can shape our country for generations to come. It's why those decisions are always so controversial. This year, SCOTUS reversed course on decades of precedent on public unions. And looking for common ground between both sides of the debate was difficult, to say the least. Before the Supreme Court's Janus ruling, public workers who didn't want to be part of a union could still be forced to pay the union. The idea being that the union is negotiating on their behalf for things like higher pay and better working conditions. But after Janus, those workers can no longer be forced to join a union or pay fees to the union.
This is a major defeat for our embattled labor movement.
In some parts of our state, the decision was seen as a direct attack on organized labor.
Unions are the backbone of the campaign that won $15 an hour, that won paid sick and safe leave.
I am angry. We are angry.
Given all the anger, we brought two sides of the debate together to look for common ground. On the left, Lynne Dodson.
I'm the Secretary-Treasurer of the Washington State Labor Council, AFL-CIO.
On the right, David Boze.
I'm the Communications Director with the Washington Policy Center.
Just to be clear, against the ruling that just came down in the Supreme Court.
Definitely.
In favor of the ruling.
Absolutely.
That just came down in the Supreme Court. So we will start from there and move forward.
You and I have a position of agreement right away that I saw, because the
What
show's
is it? Share.
Bridging the Divide. So I thought, well, I better find out. And right after the Janus ruling, you said that this ruling has a potential to increase union membership and increase the power of unions, because you and your affiliated unions are going to have to persuade people and convince them and do more communicating with them.
And it's true. In order to prevent members from leaving a union after Janus, unions will have to do more convincing.
When people have a free choice whether or not to join an organization or not, it automatically means that that organization is going to be more responsive to members, is going to find new ways to appeal to people.
And although she disagrees with Janus, Dodson says she has seen the ruling reinvigorate organized labor in a way that could ultimately make unions stronger.
The biggest impact that I'm seeing is that people are more energized and activated than ever before.
While both sides agree that Janus has the potential to have positive impacts on union morale, that's where the agreement seems to end. They fundamentally disagree that Janus truly means more freedom for public workers.
There can't be a freedom to join unless you have the freedom not to join. Otherwise, that's not a real freedom.
Freedom isn't the freedom to pay or not for the services that you're getting. Freedom is being able to take a day off to take your kid to the doctor. Or freedom is being able to join with your coworkers to have a voice at work. Freedom is being able to retire with a decent amount of money.
It's interesting you bring that up, because I've had private sector jobs, and I've had plenty of times to negotiate my own contracts. I've had time off for sick relatives. I've had time off for my kids.
As for convincing members to stay or new members to join unions after Janus, Dodson says they don't have a problem with that. What they do worry about is the money being spent by groups trying to convince people to leave organized labor.
The Freedom Foundation, for example, Washington Policy Center, are they're extremely well funded, and are spending a lot of resources trying to contact our public employees. They're being funded by corporations and billionaires in order to do that work. That makes our work more difficult.
While it could be some time before we understand the true impact of Janus in our state, it's clear right now that the ruling has stirred up a heated debate.
Well, that's not surprising.
I disagree with the politics of almost everything you said there. And again, you're bringing up this idea that it's
not a debate.
And really, in the end, there's just one thing both sides have no choice but to agree on, that Janus isn't going away.
We can all agree that the Supreme Court has made a ruling and that is the law of the land. Correct? We can agree on that.
Yes, we agree on that.
If the Janus decision impacts you, which it does many people in our state, try talking about it with someone who has a different perspective. Maybe talk to a public union member if you don't already belong to one. I'm willing to bet one of your neighbors do. You might not be able to agree, as we just saw, but it could help you understand where they're coming from.